Hey, what's up? This is Brando Figure. What we have here is Superman in his classic getup. McFarlane's Hush Superman and Action Comics 1000 are standing right here. I already reviewed Atomic Skull in another video, and I promised I would do a review of this one, and this time I'm going to compare this slimmer Superman to a bulkier Superman. At the end of the video, I'll be deciding on which one wins and why. First, I'm going to review this Superman by his articulation, then jump straight to a comparison battle. Okay, without further ado, let's get him off the stand and take a closer look. Before I forget, I'd like to bring up the fact that this figure came with this card, right? And the art on the card is the same as the one on the back of the box, and this figure came in this box. Okay, so the art on the card, let's bring it up here. The art on the card looks more like Hush Superman. Just look at him. Look at him next to this guy, right? They look very identical, right? This one looks nothing like that. To me, this looks more like John Byrne's Superman. Let me bring up the comic. Look how identical that is. That's John Byrne's Superman right here. Okay, now let's see the articulation on the Action Comics 1000 Superman. Alright, we're going to be doing the articulation. I already covered the articulation on this guy in another video. So if you want to see a review of this one, you can look in my account and it's there. So now it's about this guy. Now, I want to start with the head. Let's compare these two with this ruler. There. That's how tall they are compared to each other. Arkham City Batman. DC Multiverse Catman. Val Kilmer Batman. DC Multiverse The Flash with Cyborg build-up figure. Mesco 112 Collective Superman with a custom third-party suit. Mesco 112 Collective Modern Wonder Woman. Marvel Legends 2-pack Peter Parker and Smite. DC Multiverse Atomic Skull that came with Superman. DC Multiverse Ultraman, but it is also called Earth 3 Superman that came with the regular Rebirth Superman. Target exclusive DC Multiverse Doomsday. DC Multiverse First Appearance Superman. DC Multiverse Rebirth Superman that came with Ultraman. Target exclusive Funko Pop Superman. McDonald's toy Bugs Bunny. Alright, I want to compare the heads. Now let's start with Hush Superman head. it's a pretty good sculpt. Looks like animated series Superman. The paint app is clean, but the skin is very, very pale. Wavy hair is pretty cool, but the hairline sits too far back a little bit. If they just brought the hair down, just hairline just down here a little bit. Wish it came with an angry head, because I do like this head sculpt. I think it looks good. I have two problems with this head. One, the skin is way too pale, and two, the head is placed too far down on the neck. You know, should have, you know, lifted his head up just a tad bit, like by 3 centimeters. But it's a good head. I like it. Now let's go with Action Comics 1000 head that came in the 2-pack with Ghost Rider, her Atomic Skull. This head is it's a good head sculpt. It's just the paint application is really bad on this. I mean, I do like the skin tone on this better than the Hush Superman, but I don't like the way the eyes are painted, and the eyebrows and the lips. It looks so weird on this head. I don't like the highlights on the hair. That's not how you're supposed to highlight the hair. And I don't know, man. It is a good sculpt. It fits with the body. But I have a Rebirth Superman. I busted the body, so it came with the head now. It's for the custom, but anyway, I have the head. I still have it. I haven't done anything to the head, but this is the hair highlight. This is what they should have done with the highlights on the hair, right? This looks much better. Now look at the eyes. See how different that looks? Look at the eyes. The eyes on the Rebirth Superman are a little, like a tad bigger. The one on the Atomic Skull Superman head, see the eyes? See how beady it looks? They made the iris too big, and the white parts of the eyes, they made it too small. Now he looks like he has like little beady eyes. It just looks really weird, and it doesn't help that he has Jack Nicholson eyebrows. This one doesn't have that Jack Nicholson eyebrows. It looks perfect. This is like the perfect representation of Superman when it comes to face sculpt. This looks really good, actually. It's one of my favorite Superman heads from McFarlane. And probably their best head sculpt. So, yeah, it just looks really weird here. And it makes his nose look bigger because of those beady eyes. And the lips are not painted all the way to the edges of the lips. As you can see here, this one is painted all the way, right? But not this one. So, yeah. But it has great colors, though, except for the hair. I mean, if they just painted the hair just like this, painted on there, and eyebrows, eyes just like this, and I would have been so happy with this one. But I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess just a repaint will make this better. I don't know. Or I'll just leave it alone and just accept it. Alright, let's move on to the edge shield comparison. Let's start with Hush again. The edge shield on this is really good. I do like this, but if you just cover that section right here, like if you just cover that up, then it's pretty much perfect. Almost perfect, right? But you see that? So I don't like that. What I don't like about this edge shield is it has too much muscle contours, like the pec contours around this area. around the pecs. I get it. I get what they're going for, and it does look cool in some way. But I wish it was a little flatter on the chest. I mean, I like the raised look. Just keep the raised look, but make it flatter just a little bit in the middle. It has a good size. If you compare the S shield to the head, if the S shield is as big or bigger than the head, it's a good size Superman S shield, in my opinion. But again, it's weirdly melting at the bottom right here, that section. This right here is melting right here, all the way down here, and there, all the way down here. It looks like it's dripping. I don't like that. They should have used Eradicator or Justice Lord's S shield, which have straight inverted triangle at the bottom. It has nice colors, like perfect. Like I have no complaints when it comes to colors. These are perfect colors. I really like that. Unlike that first appearance Superman, which had a deagle transfer flat on the chest. Not a fan of this. I mean, it's nice to have, but I very much prefer the sculpted S on the chest. Now let's talk about Action Comics 1000 Superman S shield. This S shield looks amazing when sculpted like that. I really like that. That's almost perfect. Almost perfect. It's just a little too wide, and I wish it had more length that extends to the bottom. Whoops. If you extend that section right here, just push it down to here. I mean, there's wiggle room here. And then that on the edges right here, just squeeze it over to this side, just about 1 centimeter on each side. It would have looked absolutely stunning. And I really like how it lays straighter across the chest, like what Voltic and Mafix did. Mafix did my favorite look of the S shield, which laid flat across the chest, but still has the raised 3D sculpt. You know what I mean? It's like this. And look how amazing that S shield looks. I mean, my God, it's gorgeous. It gives me every time. I like it like a little flatter. You don't see the sculpted muscles in the middle. It's just a little flatter. And so when you look from afar, you can still see the S. It strikes out. It's just like in your face. That's why I like this look. So these two right here have like my favorite Superman S shield ever sculpted on any action figure. It has nice colors, but problem is the colors don't really match all over. Like the red cape is different than the red on the S shield. The red is different than the trunks, and also different than the boots. So it has slightly different shades of red all over. But it still looks good. I do like this. I like this one quite a bit. Alright, let's talk about the cape. First thing is, I really love the yellow S on the cape, but I gotta be honest with you. I really hate the Hush cape. I absolutely hate it because of the side swept thing. And this cape just sticking out to the side. I don't know. I can't emphasize enough just how much I hate that. So, I'm gonna pick this guy's cape over this one. So, this cape is the winner. Sorry. Okay, let's talk about the body. First thing is the proportion of the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to say Action Comics 1000 has better proportions. That's just it. I don't care if it has skinny legs. It is still better. This one just looks weird. He looks like a Hulk. He looks like a power lifter, mostly. It's got missing definition. It's not as shredded as this one. I like this one because it looks more like a comic book character. This one looks more like the animated series Superman. That's what it looks like to me. And I like the hands. I like the size of the hands better on this one. The size of the hands, they're too big on this body. Even with this huge hulking body, the hands are still too big. This look like Wreck-It Ralph hands. I don't like this look, to be honest. Now let's talk about the articulation. Clearly, this guy has better articulation. Because this one has double jointed elbows. This one has single jointed elbows. But this one kind of has upper hand over this when it comes to legs articulation. It's because he can close his legs better. See? He can close his legs better. So for flying poses, he actually looks pretty cool with the legs closed. You know what I mean? This one, you can't really close. I mean, he's stuck in this position. And the pelvis joint, I wouldn't say joint, the pelvis crotch piece is very rigid, so it's not as flexible, you know? So you can't really pose his legs that much. So yeah, but the arms, now let's go back to the arms. I don't mind the single elbows. Seriously, I really don't mind. But this one is not executed correctly because the biceps are sticking out too much. I do like the sculpt on the arms a lot, but it doesn't give you enough range, and because they didn't sculpt it correctly. They need to leave some space at the bottom of the bicep so you can move the arm all the way up. Listen, just let me bring up Ultraman real quick. Alright, so this is DC Collectibles Crime Syndicate Ultraman. It came out in 2014. So it came out before McFarlane took the DC license for the figures. So this one has single jointed elbows, right? Don't mind the U shield, I'm trying to fix this. But yeah, let's talk about the elbows. Okay, this is a very old figure, so I have to be careful. This came out in 2014, keep that in mind. Okay, look, these single jointed elbows, right? This is a very good one, probably the best single jointed elbow you can find on a 6-inch action figure or any action figure. So you can reach this far up like this, right? You can actually touch the fist and it goes straight across like this. Now look at this. Single jointed elbows. It does not go straight across. I'm trying, but it just can't, right? Now look at the difference between these two. Now, you can see just Can you reach his head? No. See? There's a gap in this area, right? He can't reach his head. Now watch this one. This is single jointed elbows. Watch. He can reach his head. And he doesn't even have the butterfly joint, right? Look at that. He can reach his head. His single jointed elbows. This does so much better. And that was back in 2014. Right? And look, you can do the classic Superman pose and it looks very natural. Right? Now, look at what this one does with the classic T pose. Now you can see the difference, right? So, -1 point for that, for the elbows. He could have done so much better with this. So I don't need him to have double jointed elbows. It just needs to be executed correctly, period. And I have a problem with the thighs. It's just from the front. The thighs need more sweep, is what bodybuilders were calling. They would need sweep on the thighs so it looks thicker, bigger from the front. From the side though, he's not bad at all. From the side, it looks perfect. It's just the front that's too skinny, too thin in the front. See how different they look? So, Hush has better ankles, but I like the feet on this one more. And now, talking about feet, this toe joint is a little smoother at the bottom. You see? See that? Now look at this one. This is Hush. This is AC 1000. Look how different that is. Now let's talk about the hands. Okay. These hands, they're too big, right? Obviously. This figure came with these open hands right here. Okay, it's got a pair of open hands and a pair of fished hands. This one has one fished hand and one gun holding hand. And it has a pair of open hands. Right? So, I wish it came with both fished hands. That would have been better. And this gets an upper hand when it comes to hands is, if you buy the Ultraman versus Superman 2-pack from McFarlane, it can come with a bunch of hands, right? And this is the exact same mold as this one, except for the trunks. And so you can actually take this off. Why is it? It's not letting me take it off. Okay. You take this off and you put this one from the Rebirth Superman and put it right here. It fits right on. It's got mismatched skin, but He's got hands. And you can actually put a bunch of those hands on this figure. That's only if you buy the Ultraman vs. Superman 2-pack. So this has an upper hand. This, I don't think there's any other alternate hands that you can find from another box of action figure or whatever, you know? You can't find anything that can fit on this thick peg, as you can see here. The wrist peg, let me take this on real quick. The wrist peg, this one has better wrist peg because it's got this flesh wrist peg, right? This one has blue wrist peg. I would have preferred the flesh on this one. McFarlane did the Red Sun figure, which had the flesh skin. So I don't know why McFarlane didn't do the same with this one. I mean, it's just a complete... I don't know why he didn't do that. That would have been good. So, yeah. And you can't, because the wrist peg is so thick, you can't fit this hand on there at all. It won't fit. When it comes to hands, this one wins. Okay, let's compare the poses with these. Let's talk about the pros of Hush Superman. Hush Superman has nice head, right? Nice colors other than the skin. It has the yellow S on the back of the cape. It has alternate hands. Comes with flying stand, and it's got the nice sculpted S shield, except for the ripple on the bottom. More range in the elbows, but there are cons with this one. So the cons are the skin are too pale. The head is pushed too far down on the neck. Hairline is a little too far back over here. And it's too bulky. Very few muscle detail. You don't see any muscles here or here. It's just thick. The feet joints are awkward. Restrictive legs because of the crotch piece. Restrictive as in like not enough range in the legs. The ripple on the bottom, that looks bad right there. I hate this thing. What else? Bad cape sculpt. The sculpt of the cape. The side swept. Hate it. Weird looking thighs. I mean, those thighs needs more length and maybe a little more thickness from the front, because it's everything else is so thick. Yeah, those are the cons for Hush Superman. That's -11 cons. But he has 7+ for pros, but -11 for cons. Now let's start with Action Comics. It has bad paint on the face and the head. Like the whole head has bad face paint application. The cape sits too high on the shoulders. Single jointed elbows, lacking range. Missing fist hand right here. The fist hand is missing on this side. Thighs looking too thin when viewed from the front. If you view from the front, looks very thin, right? And huge angle joint balls, ball jointed balls. Wrist joints not painted in flesh color. Mismatched reds. That's -8 on this one. This has -11. This Hush -11, -8. Keep that in mind. Now, the pros on this figure is the head sculpt is probably McFarlane's best for Superman. This is the best head sculpt from McFarlane for Superman. Nice as shield in 3D sculpt. Really like that. More preferable cape. Hate this cape again. I really hate this cape. This is better. More range in the thighs, and that's in like closing the legs together and moving the legs, like kicking the legs up a little more, so that has more range. It has better proportions generally, like overall. I know it has skinny legs, but this has better proportions, you know, better silhouette, proper hands, scale, nice blue color. It has the flesh skin tone that's not so pale like the Hush Superman. The muscle tone looks really nice. So how many pros this one have? +9. Okay. Hush Superman has +7 as pros. Action Comics 1000 has +9 pros. So the real winner here, the real winner is this guy. That is the best McFarlane Superman you can ever get. Alright, that was fun. That's it for this video review. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification button. Anyway, thank you for watching and keep collecting.